This video is designed to take you step by step through what you need to do for a grammar challenge. We have our first grammar challenge coming up in week 4. That's next week. I'm going to scroll down to Grammar Challenge 1. Open up and take a look at it. Okay, the point of a grammar challenge is to learn how to recognize and correct the errors you make and then fix your own sentences. The great thing about doing a grammar challenge, just to try to get you invested in it, is that instead of having the whole class study some sort of concept about grammar or punctuation or whatever, each student can just work on the problems that he or she makes. So it saves a lot of class time. It personalizes the instruction for you, and you will get a chance to really improve the conventions aspect of your writing and try to tackle those persistent little habits that that we all make. So this is the grammar challenge, and what you have to do for this is you should read all the instructions carefully, but you're going to use your own sentences. You will have noticed in the documents that your Google Drive documents that I've graded, in the comments, I've marked some things with a capital GC, and then I've told you what the problem is, whether it's run-on or mixed sentence construction or fragment or unclear pronoun reference. It could be anything. It's whatever, problem that is there. And so you want to be aware of those little GC things that I put in the comments of your document. Now, when you open a graded document, how do you find those little things that say GC? Okay, well, this is what it looks like for you. Ignore this pink thing at the bottom here, but this is what it looks like for you when you open up a document that I've commented upon. And in order to see, you can either see my comment, you can go over like this and kind of like push over to the right hand side, or you can click on this comments and it should tell you, like it'll have the selected text. I will have highlighted some texts in your paper and it should tell you what the problem is. So you've got GC run-on, GC mixed sentence construction. This isn't an actual student paper from our class. It's just something I put together to illustrate this is where you find these GC comments. And what you're going to do is, let's see, we've got 1 run-on, 2 run-ons, 3 run-ons, 4 run-ons. Great. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on run-ons for the first grammar challenge, let's say. You don't have to, you pick the one that is the most errors that you make personally. If you're not making run-ons, you're doing something else, then pick the other thing, and we'll talk about that in a minute, how to do that. But in any case, so what you're going to want to do is, I've marked that there's a run-on here. If you see that in the comments, it's the first thing I've marked. The first comment says GC run-on. So what you want to do is you want to highlight the sentence that appears in, and copy it. You're going to copy all these sentences that I've marked GC. I want you to copy them into this grammar challenge template. It's in there's a link for it in the grammar challenge assignment. So let's open it up. It should open up one in Google Docs. And what you can do is ignore that. That's just my accessibility check. What you can do is file and download this. You can download it to Microsoft Word, and you can work on it right in Microsoft Word or whatever. And then you just upload it back into Google Drive, or you can make a copy of it, or you can, you know, copy it all and then paste it in, but you want it to be in your Google Drive. So let's say I'm going to make a copy of this. And I'm going to call it Grammar Challenge 1. Because that's the assignment it's intended for, remember? You're supposed to title your Google Docs after the assignment. So, all right, let's say this is going to be Joe Blow, okay? He doesn't actually exist, but he's the student. So, that doesn't sound very nice, blow one. Oh, well. Okay, so, and then we're going to change the date. Today happens to be 29 August 2017, so that's the date I'm going to give it. And I'm going to call it Grammar Challenge number 1. And then I'm going to say I'm specifically working on run-ons. So I'm going to say, okay, that's what I'm doing for this grammar challenge, because that's the most GC things that were indicated were run-ons. So go to original sentence, and remember that sentence I copied back a little bit ago? I'm going to paste that in there. Okay, there's my original sentence. Now I need to get some more of them. So I'm going to go back to my document. If I can. I got so many windows open here. Okay, there's another one right there. So I'm going to copy that one. And I'm going to paste that into the next original sentence. Go back. This is a fragment. So I'm going to save that for a different grammar challenge. So I'm not going to do that one. Okay, this, I could look, let's see, make sure. Comments, yep, okay, this one's another run-on. So I'm going to get this one. Remember how you can identify what the problem is there? If you look, it should say, it says something changing, and I've highlighted part of the sentence where the run-on occurs. What I've highlighted is actually where the run-on happens, and so that should be helpful to you. So that's a run-on. So I'm going to go over here to this sentence. And copy it. Remember, you have to copy the entire sentence, not just the part that I marked. I'm just only marking for you where the problem happens, okay? So I'm going to go down and I'm going to copy that in there. And then I think there's one more run-on in here. Let's see. There is. Right here. So I'm going to grab that. Go back. Put it in there. Okay. Now, the instructions for the grammar challenge say that you need 5 of the problem. Okay, well, you could look in other documents that you've turned in that I've marked and find another run-on. I'm sure if you're making them in this, you've probably made them in your other documents too. Or you could just possibly make up a run-on and put it in there. And either way will work. Okay, so now you can close out your document that I graded because you're not going to need it anymore. Close that one out with much difficulty. Okay, and then this is where you go back to the grammar challenge assignment. Grammar challenge number 1. Go back there, and it says copy the grammar challenge sentences from your graded work into a grammar challenge template. Okay, that's what we just did. Okay, then do the work for the activity that applies following the instructions in the activity. So let's click on the activity that applies. Remember we copied run-ons in there? So we're going to look at all these different kinds of problems. So we're going to look for run-ons, and there it is. Click on that. Now, grammar challenges involve studying and then doing. And basically what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to learn about the problem, the mistake you're making, and then you're supposed to take what you learned and fix your own sentences. So you're not working on sentences that I make up for you. You're not working on sentences in some book. You're working on your own sentences, on your actual own errors, which should be really helpful to you. So when it says, please don't skip this studying, like it does right here, it says first learn about run-ons, please don't skip this studying. You're going to have to explain to me why the run-on you made is a run-on and how you're going to fix it. If you skip the studying, you're not going to be able to do that. And that's going to affect your grade. And it's also going to affect your understanding of what a run-on is, or you won't be able to. The whole point is to learn about the problem so that you can A, recognize it, and B, fix it. Maybe it doesn't, not to say that you will never ever make a run-on again, or whatever your problem is that you're making, but you'll be more likely to be able to identify your own errors and fix them, giving you some autonomy over your own writing. That's the whole point of this class. Okay, so it tells you what a run-on is. It gives you a definition. It gives you some things to study. Okay, make sure you look at these things and then use what you learn here to look at your own sentences, those mistakes you made, and puzzle it through. This actually gives you a flow chart, which I think is super helpful. It's like like a flow chart. You take it through and you go, what's the first thing? Are there 2 standalone sentences? Because the thing about a run-on is, if you don't have 2 standalone sentences, you can't have a run-on, because the definition of a run-on is 2 standalone sentences incorrectly joined. And that's actually right there. Okay? So keep that definition in mind when you're looking for run-ons. If you don't have 2 standalone sentences, those are 2 sentences that if you broke them up, they would both make sense all on their own. If you don't have 2 standalone sentences, you cannot have a run-on. But I've told you these are run-ons. So, okay, you've got to go, yes, there are 2 standalone sentences. Okay, then you look at, how did I put those together in the wrong way? Okay, I didn't use any punctuation at all. That'll tell you how to fix it. This is the way you fix it. Okay, if they're joined only with the comma, that tells you it's a run-on. So the possibilities for the run-ons that I pointed out in your papers they're run-ons. I told you they're run-ons. So they're either going to have no punctuation, or they're going to be joined with only a comma. And you need to figure out, how do I fix it? So when you learn about, it says add fanboys word, you'll learn what that is from doing the reading up here. And basically this should be a flow chart is like a thinking process that you're going to go through, that you should eventually be able to just do in your mind. That, it's like a thinking process to decide, did I make a run-on or not? And the goal is you would be able to do this without looking at the flow chart eventually, but that you'll just say, okay, I know it's a run-on because it's this. So in any case, okay, so you've learned about the run-ons. You go ahead and you read all this material. Okay, then you go back to the grammar challenge. You're not done yet. You go back wherever it is. Okay, and then you're going to, I do suggest that you take these practice quizzes. Okay, they're not going to affect your grade. If you don't take them, I'm going to see that you didn't take them. And I'm not going to mark you down for it or anything, but I'm going to know that you kind of slacked off maybe, and you didn't do all the work you needed to do in order to learn how to tackle this problem. And I am going to be checking to see if you do it. So you decide, you know. I mean, I think it's a good thing to practice with a quiz that you don't get a grade for, just to make sure that you understand what you just studied. Okay, so there's actually learn it, study it, take the quiz, and then go through your sentences. And what you do, remember that thing that you copied, that document? Okay, you're going to tell me right here where it says explanation, I need you to tell me, why is this a run-on? Okay, why did I mark this as a run-on? And remember, what's the definition of a run-on? It's two complete sentences incorrectly joined. So what do you have here? Do you have two complete sentences incorrectly joined with a comma? Or do you have two complete sentences incorrectly joined with nothing, like no punctuation at all? Or what is it? You know, like, tell me, why is it a run-on? That's what I'm looking for in the explanation. And I want you to tell me, what do you need to do to fix it? So why is it the problem? And how do you fix it? What are your options? Pick one. You've got options for fixing it. And then, so type that stuff in here. And then what you do is you copy your sentence from here. Paste it there. Find the run-on, fix the run-on, however you said you were going to fix it here. So in this case, right there. That's where the run-on occurs. Sorry, I had to, sorry for that weird noise, but I had to reread the sentence and find out where it was. Okay, so that's where the run-on happens right there. And as I showed you in, like, when I marked your assignment, okay, so the ways I can fix this, I'm gonna change whatever I need to change right here in order to correct this run-on. And then I'm gonna go through all these sentences. Explanation, I'm going to fix it. Explanation, I'm going to fix it. Explanation, I'm going to fix it. Okay? And so that's for run-ons. A lot of you are going to be making run-ons, and so this applies to you. But the procedure, like, you copy your sentences into the grammar challenge template, you go study whatever the problem is, you take some quizzes, and then you fix your own sentences. That's the same no matter what the problem you're making is. Okay? So I hope this helps, and I'm planning on making myself available in the days before the grammar challenge is due. I'll have some extra conference hours, and so if anybody is struggling with this, let me know. Tutorial help is really good with the grammar challenge, and also I would just make sure that you get it done early. Don't leave it till Sunday night, because clearly, as you see, it's a multi-step process, but it's a process that will really help you. And it also, if you do them, they have the potential to really help your grade in the class too. Or if you don't do them, they have the potential to really hurt your grade in the class. So, I mean, it's kind of, to me, seems like a win-win thing that you would do these grammar challenges and, improve your grade and learn something. But, I can't twist your arm and make you do it. But if you don't do it, you're not hurting anybody but yourself. So anyway, I hope this helps. And again, if you have any questions with it, ask me, ask our past tutor. You could go to NetTutor online and get help with it. Just get started early in the week and get it done. Good luck.